Listen. Yep, that is the sound of a Porsche 911 GT3 screaming to 9,000 RPM. The car's finally been unveiled, minus camouflage, in full, for the first time ever. And yeah, sweaty palms. This one's gonna be good. Sounds good as well. So what is a GT3? If you're not a massive Porsche fan, basically a GT3 is a road-going homologation model for cars that race in GT3. So they're super light, they get rid of all the extra luxuries that you find in most equivalent cars in order to focus on what's important, performance. Speaking of which, let's talk about the engine. Most current 911s use a 3-litre turbocharged flat six with various power outputs. The engine in the GT3 comes from the 911 Speedster. That means, yes, it's bigger. A 4-litre flat six with no turbos, making 510 metric horsepower. 10 horsepower more than the previous GT3, and with torque up from 460 to 470 Newton meters. And what's really cool is that this is the same engine that will be used in the 2021 911 GT3 Cup. You're getting a race car engine in a road car. That power, I'm happy to say, goes through a choice of transmissions. First of all, a 7-speed PDK, just like you get in GT3 race cars. On current 911 road cars, the PDK has 8 gears, with that last gear being an overdrive. But by dumping that, they've been able to save weight. With that gearbox, the car can achieve 0 to 62 in 3.4 seconds and 0 to 124 in 10.8 seconds. But, and this is the good news, Porsche also give you the option of a manual transmission. This has slower changes, 0 to 62 in 3.9, it's still quick, but way more driver involvement. Anyway, the power's only part of the story. There are dozens of other tiny changes that make the new GT3 significantly quicker than the old GT3. How much quicker? Well, it can lap the Nürburgring in 6 minutes 59.927, over 17 seconds faster than the old car. How's it going about this? Well, like I said, lots of changes. The suspension plays a massive part in this. Porsche actually fitted the GT3 with the double wishbone front axle from the Le Mans winning 911 RSR, the first time they've ever done this in a road car. The advantage of using this approach is that it provides much better turning behavior. So that's the front. The rear suspension's also been beefed up with additional ball joints for the lower wishbones and new shock absorbers. The car also uses rear wheel steering, which can turn the back wheels by 2 degrees in the same or opposite direction to the front wheels for better stability on the fast stuff or a tighter turning circle. Weight, that's a big deal with a GT3. The overriding philosophy is that it's lightweight by design, so the body now contains a higher proportion of carbon fiber reinforced plastic, which you'll find on the bonnet, the rear wing, the front spoiler, and optionally on the roof. Also, the battery, a lithium phosphate unit, is 10 kilograms lighter, that's massive, than the previous GT3. It also has lightweight glass in all the windows, the exhaust system stainless steel. The end result is that the car weighs 1,418 kilograms, so the power to weight ratio is 2.8 kilograms per metric horsepower. Brakes, always an important part of any performance car. Up front, they're 408 millimeters instead of 380, bigger, yet they weigh 17% less. Of course, PCCB, Porsche ceramic composite brakes, are available as an option if you want to spend many thousands of pounds. I'm sure you will if you want to set that record lap time. You might have spotted the big wing on the back of the GT3. That's not just there to look cool. Instead of using traditional supports, the wing has a swan neck design, which allows air to flow more freely underneath the wing for more downforce without drag. The diffuser is especially effective as it now makes 4 times as much downforce as it did before. In total, you get 50% more downforce than you got in the old car. Rubber, obviously very important. They're using Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2Rs on the new 911 GT3, and all the tires are 10 millimeters wider than before for a bigger contact patch. And the tire sizes are now mixed, 20s at the front and 21s at the rear. Last but not least, a quick word on the interior. It's obviously based on the standard 911, but with a few additions. This now gets a mode switch that lets you cycle between normal, sport, and track modes. The rev counter on the instrument cluster now scales all the way up to 10,000 RPM, although of course the engine's limited to 9 grand. And there's a new chrono package in the GT3 that includes an analog stopwatch on the dashboard. Last but not least, there's a Clubsport package that includes a DBSM roll cage behind the front seats and a battery disconnect switch, plus a 6-point harness for the driver's side. Oh, and a fire extinguisher. Yes, definitely serious. All right, so that's basically it. I want to drive it. I think we all do, right? Pricing and availability are still unconfirmed, but watch this space and make sure you keep an eye on the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we're definitely going to bring you more information on this thing in the very near future. That's it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like it? Would you prefer an AMG GTR Pro instead? Are you a Porsche fan? Is this the best thing ever? There are no wrong answers. Leave them all down below. And as always, I'll see you soon. Peace.